One of the things that we can do to help simplify our Google Classroom expectations in our distance learning is to think about how we take attendance. So we're asked to do is sort of a daily check-in with our students, and I want to show you a couple of ways you can do that. Number one, you can do a classwork assignment called a Google question, which is great. It's a Q&A format. You can do that. You can collect it. You can post a new one every day. It can be totally open-ended. But if you wanted to do that and just have a basic running list of attendance, I want to suggest that there's another great way to do that as well. One of the things that you can do is go to your Google Drive, and in each of our applications, whether it's in Drive in particular, or on the app tile, there are templates that are available. And I've uploaded a template for us in Goshen that you can use to find a great Google form into which you can start to keep track of student data. So one of the things that you can do is click on New, and if you hover over any of these assignments that or any of these topics that come up here, you can hover and find more options. In fact, under Google Forms, you can see there's a template gallery here as well. And the other way that you can do that by finding the template gallery is that if you use the Google Apps tile to find Google Forms, you can click on Forms and that or Docs or Slides or whatever. There's lots of different template galleries. You can find up here that it says template gallery. All right, so right up here, you can click on that and it will open up the template gallery for you. And one of the things, so I have it open twice, but it's the same thing. One of the things that I've put in here under the category called Tracker is called a Distance Learning Attendance Template. And so when you look at this, all you have to do is click it and it will become yours. It makes a copy for you automatically. I'm not going to do that right now because you'll probably want to do that and name it yours and everything else. But one of the things that I can show you that we do is if I come back over to my Google Classroom, instead of creating an assignment, I can post that attendance tracker on my stream in this way. So I might just make an announcement. And I'm going to add the Google Drive attendance tracker. All right, I think it's this one. I have a bunch of them in there, but attendance tracker. And I'm going to say, click here, log your attendance. So I just linked up a Google form here, and I'm going to then just post that to my class. The nice piece of this is that now that sits right at the top of their landing page for them. They can click on this every day to click on their attendance for the class. And all they have to do then, and I actually wrote Mondays and Wednesdays as if I was a high school teacher, and then I would just say, click below to log your attendance. Even a kindergartner could do this. Click, I'm here today. Then this is maybe for secondary. If you'd like to share, how are you doing today? What can I do to help you? And submit. And now there's a record kept that I was here today. I did add a little note. I'm glad you're here. The default response in the Google form says your response has been recorded. And I think that's a little cold. But they could do this then every day that they come to class and they could log their attendance in a Google form for you. You can keep track of each student day by day to keep track of all of their attendance if you need to. Now, of course, in our stream, it gets very complicated. Like we might say, we might have a message to them, a personal salutation, and we might say, some pictures. Went for a walk today. Check out what I found. Right. So we can do all those kinds of things, and that would be a nice feature for our students to share a lot of information. I have already turned off on this Google. If I click my gear at the top, I've already turned off this feature. I say classwork on the stream. I've said hide that notification. I don't show my classwork on the stream because it's too complicated for people to see all of it. But so that means that the next day, this attendance log is all the way down at the bottom. So what do? I simply click those three dots and I move it to the top right before I want class to be sort of held that day. So it sits right there at the top. I never have to redo that form. It can sit there for me right as I need to. Now, the benefit of that is that I can go find that form in my Google Drive. And as I edit this, because I'm the owner of it at the time, if I find that form, I can go find that data. I can see how many responses that I have. All right, and I have 5 responses of students who've done attendance. And if I click on the spreadsheet icon, it will generate a spreadsheet, which I've already done. It will locate the spreadsheet for me. And now you can see all of the students that have actually logged into class for attendance. And it looks like I've got a duplicate. It looks like Jonathan Rediker jumped in twice today, but Melissa and Valerie were in class as well. So at least now on a running total by day, I have that. I can see somebody logged in on the 10th, and I can see that these people logged in on the 13th. If you would like to, you can then take the next step, and I'm happy to help do this or teach you about this. you can take someone's data, like here's a student down here, and I can actually import just their data. There's a spreadsheet formula that I'm running here at the top. It's up here in this toolbar that would allow all of this data that says find any data from this other spreadsheet down at the bottom and give me everything where this person is identified. And so now I've got a page for this student, a page for this student, a page for this student as well. It's a simple way to navigate and sort of keep track of things without having to put too much work into it day to day. It's a little bit of time to set up, but it's definitely something that might be worth your time. There's a little bit of attendance tracker. It just sits right up here in Google Classroom. You wouldn't have to do this spreadsheet information. You could take a look at it on your own. In fact, Google Sheets or Google Forms will do some work already for you in terms of all the different responses. Not so great, but you could also look at it here too under individual. So you can look and see how many times a certain individual has responded. They will start to put numbers next to their name for that, since it's the same form being submitted every day. If you're interested in that, let me know. But in terms of the spreadsheet, but otherwise, if you go into the Google template gallery, it is sitting right under here under trackers, and you can use it already right away. All right, so just click on it. It'll make a copy for yourself, and you can use that for an attendance tracker.